Republicans specifically seek to gut the IRS's enforcement budget. So to summarize, they want to both make it harder for everyday Americans to comply with tax law and make it easier for the wealthiest Americans to get away with refusing to pay their fair share. For decades, the IRS has disproportionately audited low-income people. Because those audits are quick and easy for them, filing taxes has also just been a nightmare for most folks. How many people have hit April, right, spent the money for filing help, and then been nailed with an unexpected tax bill? Or conversely, how many rely on that tax refund to come through and be accurate? Now we're finally seeing the IRS start to go after the wealthy tax cheats, the ones who are intentionally hiding their money instead of the regular people who are making mistakes. And we're finally seeing that the start of a way to make filing taxes less stressful and cost less money. But without the continued resources, talent, and technologies to complete these goals, they're just going to keep going after regular people. And that just isn't right or fair. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I'd also like to thank Mr. Dodaro for coming to speak on the important work of GAO's duplication report. Part of the Republican playbook is to slash funding to government agencies and then cry foul when they can't function properly, to continue shielding their corporate donors from any oversight or responsibility. But we know that the only way to truly deliver for the American people is to fully and properly invest in the programs meant to serve them. This includes investment in the right people, processes, and technologies. Mr. Dodaro, GAO is a great example of an agency where more investment in your people and resources yields better results for the American people, correct?
That's right.
This great return on taxpayer investment is especially true when it comes to the IRS. The Nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office found that an $80 billion investment in the IRS would increase federal revenue by $200 billion over 10 years. Despite these findings, just last week, my Republican colleagues announced that they want to slash IRS funding further and cut the direct file program, a wildly successful pilot that makes filing taxes easier for thousands of Americans. We know that cutting this program doesn't benefit taxpayers, but is a gift to tax filing services like TurboTax that spends millions lobbying them. Just this tax season, that limited direct file program saw 140,000 taxpayers claim more than $90 million in refunds and save an estimated $5.6 million in filing costs. Imagine the impact on a nationwide scale. GAO's work really highlights the way resources tie with outcomes, especially at the IRS. In May of 2022, GAO found that the IRS has significantly reduced audits of individuals who report higher amounts of income. So the Treasury announced a goal to increase audits of high income and high wealth earners. Mr. Dodaro, is the IRS on track to meet that goal?
Yes, they are. It's 8%. And yes, they are. But we think they can do a better job at who they select and how they train their people up to be more effective.
Thank you. Earlier this year, GAO recommended that the IRS develop plans to evaluate how they select which tax returns to audit. How could improving these selection criteria help the IRS enforce our nation's tax laws more effectively and equitably?
Yes. What we found for taxpayers on very wealthy, high-income people, also for large partnerships, complex partnerships, that many of the audits they do don't result in any increase in revenue, which means that they're targeting compliant taxpayers, so it's not benefiting the government and additional revenue and burdening those taxpayers. So we think the models could be done better to better target where we're likely to see noncompliance and therefore additional revenues appropriately to the current tax laws that come to the government. You know, there's a huge tax gap.
I was going to ask, where are we likely to see more noncompliance, but...
No, I don't think so. I think if you target it properly, you'll see better compliance. There's much more that could be done, that IRS could use its resources more effectively, and we could have a more fair and equitable and efficient tax system.
Thank you. We'd all like to see that. I yield back.